read intake immediately.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another Work in Progress Wednesday. I'm gonna turn the music down a smidge. Because I feel like sometimes I watch the waveforms over on my other monitor where my OBS is, and I'm like, that's maybe a bit too high. And it's just background music, so it's allowed to be a little low. Thank you for the hydrate redeem, darling. Don't worry, I have plenty of hydration. Tonight we're rocking water mostly, with some, there's a blueberry pomegranate Mio, which is pretty good. But I also tonight brewed some peppermint tea, a hot peppermint tea, a very hot peppermint tea that I literally almost burnt my mouth on. As I was pressing the unmute mic button. That would have been disastrous. But no, we're good. We're here. We're working, progressing. Look at this nerd and bird. Adorable. It's gonna be a good time. I'm also just as a little, there's a term for this. Just as a little preamble, behind the scenes preamble before we get started on all of the world building I'm needing to do. I'm adjusting how ads are being run on this channel because I feel like I have too many and I don't really like having even as many as I have right now. So we're going to start running ads during the little starting soon preamble of the stream. There's still no pre-rolls, and then there's going to be a 3-minute ad every hour is where I'm at now, because that's a good medium, I think, because I think I was running 2.5 minutes of ads every 30 minutes or something, and I think that's stupid. So we're down to 1 ad segment per hour, and if you're uninterested in watching 3 minutes of ads per hour, can I interest you in a subscription? Perhaps a Twitch Turbo? I don't know how Twitch Turbo works, but I know it gets rid of the ads. Or even better, just invest in a good ad blocker. I'm not saying you gotta pay me over it, but I am saying the options are there. This isn't gonna affect VOD watchers on YouTube pretty much at all, because I'm not monetized on YouTube. I'm not popular enough. The VOD channel is not popular enough on YouTube to be monetized, which is fine. But I always, I sometimes think about, if you're watching this later, you're gonna be like, ads? What ads? Who? Where? And they're not. I mean, I'm sure YouTube still shows you ads. I simply do not get the money from it. So tonight, I'm hoping to do a little bit of world building. I've been world building on and off, all day actually. I woke up late today because my sleep schedule is booked. I woke up late from a weird dream, and then my brain was like, what if we get started on the Work in Progress Wednesday early? And I was like, well, I'm not gonna object to that. Hopefully we'll be slightly more productive this WIP Wednesday, but I can't necessarily guarantee anything. I've already done a lot of writing. I'm interested in, here's the chat poll. I'm trying to compile, I'm back to building pantheons. Because I'm an insatiable glutton for punishment. So if you have a fun niche or base divine domain that you think I should be including in my science fiction fantasy world, feel free to drop a comment or get in the chat about it, because I feel like I've got a lot of them, but there's also a lot of space left here. There's a lot of space. So that's up there. And I'm doing all of this as a preamble to, if you weren't here yesterday, I was talking about how fun it would be to write a, not necessarily like a Tom Nook x Jolly Red fanfiction, because I'm not much of a fanfiction guy, but I can kind of take those like tropes and put them onto characters in my world that I think would be funny. But in order to do that, I had to build out the world a little bit more. And we're in the process of that. But that's the subject for this evening. The subject for this evening is going to be science fantasy world building, and also what if these two dweebs were just absolutely head over heels for each other. I'm sensing big, like, lovers to rivals to lovers, lovers to enemies to lovers kind of arc. Because I feel like I really like, one of the things I really like about the fan interpretation of Tom Nook and Crazy Red in a relationship, is that they were a thing and now are not a thing. They're divorced, they're ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, however you want to define it. And I really like, first of all, I think we should have more divorced characters in media. I feel like that's always a really interesting wrinkle in like a relationship sense. But I also like that they already have a backstory together. So my idea for this story is like maybe it's a story of like Tom becoming friends with Blathers, and then Blathers comes across a forgery that Red did, and Tom has to spill all the beans. He probably won't spill all the beans, because I imagine he's kind of like not emotionally constipated necessarily, but I imagine he's not a guy who likes to dwell on the past, especially not past relationships. You know the type. He's not like cold shoulder, but he's very like, let's talk about you instead. The kind of like very charismatic of like, yeah, we don't worry about me and my problems. Let's talk about you instead. That's the read I'm getting. That's the trope I'm pulling from. For that. I think the characters we're pulling for this specifically is going to be Tom and subsequently Timmy and Tommy, Red, Blathers and Celeste, and potentially Isabel and, God, is it Digby? I keep wanting to call him Diggersby. Diggersby I think is a Pokemon. Digby I think is the, yeah. Digby's Isabel's twin brother, younger twin brother. Did you guys know Isabel had a twin brother? You would if you played New Leaf, I guess. He's cute. Though it is kind of strange how they're twins and yet they're very distinctly like the same type of dog. I think they're both technically supposed to be Shih Tzus, but it's weird that they're twins, but Isabel is so blonde. I'm not sure, like, it could be fraternal twins, I suppose. They're not marked in the wiki as being identical twins, are they? No, just younger twin brother of Isabel. Okay. fraternal twin, perhaps. That'd be so good. That's what I was like literally thinking about this concept in the shower today. Of like, because I do all my best thinking in the shower, you know how it is. I do all my best thinking when I'm not supposed to be. It was always like, I used to work a job where I had to walk around a lot and be on my feet a lot and very like public facing, but I always had to keep like a little notebook in my pocket just in case the ideas struck, because the ideas do strike frequently when I'm like absolutely not at liberty to like write about them. Oh my gosh, it's such a struggle. Put that back. I'm always futzing with the volume and everything. Don't worry about it. So we've got, I'm gonna make this a separate page. Can I add, I'm new to this program. Pin page, copy page link, document editing. I'm trying to figure out if I can add like pages in between pages. Pull to add page, zoom percentage. No, I don't need those buttons. You can put them on the bottom. Ruler unit in inches. Okay. Well, you can add layers? Bro! That's awesome, actually. Night mode, status bar. Oh, I see. Toolbar, tab bar. That's just the view. I see. Ooh, I can. I found the layout page. Insert before current page. Just the regular page. Yeah. Okay, excellent. It's gonna make this a little annoying, but it's all related to the same world, so I kind of want to keep it in the same digital notebook. Ooh. Good tea. Love a mint tea. It's one of my favorite things to make when I used to work at Starbucks was like an iced mint tea. I love a hot mint tea too, but there's something like so refreshing about a nice sweet iced mint tea. I'm a big fan. And you can do it a couple ways. You can do it as like a cold brew, which isn't always recommended for like herbal teas, I don't think, but I did it anyways. Or you can brew it hot and then cool it down and put it over ice. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. So, we're gonna have to rename everybody, obviously. I do think I still want Red's like code name for whatever he's doing to still be Red, but we can't call. I feel like Blathers is going to be like the main character, and we can't just call him Blathers. He's probably gonna be named after like a whatever type of owl I decide to base him on. but we know. Let me bring back up my Wikipedia pages. I'm gonna put them. I lied. I'm gonna bring these up on my phone. I simply, when I'm streaming, there's so much happening on my screen. I sometimes just like don't have enough room to put anything, because I like have a bunch of programs, and then I have my microphone that's like right in front of my face, taking up like another third of my screen real estate. So we'll start with Blathers. Animal Crossing. We've got Blathers. Owl. Potentially great horns. I feel like with the little like facial like tufts, that feels very great horned owl to me, but I don't know if it says. He's a Libra. He's a museum director. Like fully doctor of paleontology, I think. I was reading this earlier, and that's kind of crazy to me, because he's like qualified otherwise, but considering he's one of the characters that talks the most in Animal Crossing, it's unsurprising that we know the most about him. After finishing school, he attended university, earning multiple degrees but not a doctorate. His professor approached him prior to finishing his archaeological doctorate and recommended Blathers accept the post as director of a country museum, given to all of the curators in the Faraway Museum. Given that all of the curators in the Faraway Museum refused to take the post, Blathers enthusiastically accepted the position. And despite occasional homesickness and being unable to complete his doctorate, expressed no remorse in the job. That's around Wild World. Before Wild World. By the time of Wild World, Blathers has apparently completed his doctoral studies and is now officially able to identify fossils. Cause the amount of smarts in this man, and it's, you know, glossed over because it's a children's game. But in trying to import him into a more serious setting, he's incredibly intelligent. He's got multiple degrees, including a doctorate, able to identify insects, fish, works of art, and any fossil that you give him. It's kind of crazy. Are there fossils in my fantasy world? That's a thing that I haven't had to come to terms with yet. Are there fossils in my fantasy world? I would assume so. Things have died, certainly. Any creature that had lived on the plane of existence before. This is the kind of thing of like, I saw a like YouTube short making fun of necromancy, essentially, and asking, like, jokingly, like, what's the limit on necromancy? How fresh do you need a body to be? And does it have to be a body? Can I go up to like a fence post and cast a necromantic spell on it and have it grow like it's part of a tree again? And I find that shit fascinating. Because what is the limit? Could I go to like a natural history museum and revive millions of years old fossils? If I touch, this was another example in the post, if I touch a limestone column, will it simply dissolve into hundreds to thousands of living mollusks? Cause like where do you draw the line? What is time, really? No, we can't be doing that here. But like where, like realistically, where do you draw the line? And I know a lot of like Dungeons and Dragons type settings, I think, draw a line. Let me bring up, not on PC, let me bring up on my phone, like 5e tools or something. Because I know, like, Speak with Dead, the body has to be relatively fresh, I think. Give me my 2014 version. Spells. Filter by... No, not by level. I want by school. School of Necromancy. So, animate dead. Let me see. This one specifies a pile of bones or a corpse of a medium or small humanoid within range. That targets a skeleton if you choose bones, or a zombie if you choose a corpse. What's the ratio? This is the kind of shit that, like, I hate dealing with at the table, but I love entertaining personally. How much flesh do bone need to have to be zombie? I guess it doesn't say. That one doesn't have a limit, but I think, oh no, don't do that. Bestow curse, blight, chill touch, create undead. You can cast the spell only at night. And necromancers wonder why they have such a bad rap. Oh, you can choose up to 3 corpses of medium or small humanoids within range. Each corpse becomes a ghoul. Is a ghoul just the mid-range between a skeleton and a zombie? Oh, you could also, at higher levels, you can create ghasts or wights. But again, this doesn't... If I found... Like, how old is humanity? Like, at least 1,000, if not tens of thousands of years. If I walked up to like a Neanderthal skeleton, because obviously there's not going to be any flesh left on those bones after thousands of years. If I walked up to a Neanderthal skeleton in like a museum, could I reanimate it? I am kicked out of the museum. I thought there was one of these that specified raised dead? Raised dead. You return a dead creature you touch to life, provided that it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This is, I think, the thing about necromancy. Because necromancy, largely, is not about bringing things to life. Sometimes it is, and when it is, it has very strict things to it. Revivify too, I think. The spell can't return life to a creature that has died of old age and cannot restore missing body parts. True resurrection only works for a creature that was not dead for longer than 200 years and has died for any reason except old age. Things like that, like true resurrection and revivify and what have you, are necromancy, technically. But that is bringing life to that which has no life. Most necromancy spells, like raise dead and summon skeleton and, you know, controlling of bones and corpses, is not giving life. It's an act of puppetry. It is imbuing a corpse or a skeleton with the energy to move and to understand commands, but it is not giving life the way that a lot of people describe necromancy to be. So you could, I think you could, you know, if I walked up to a Neanderthal skeleton, I could make it move, but I could not make it a person again. Which is important. And that sort of thing is usually very relevant to pieces of media that like to contend with the purpose of a soul, whether things do or do not have a soul, what makes us human and what makes us, you know, just a pile of bones kind of thing. But it's something to consider when you're writing like a setting like this. Like what does necromancy mean to you? Oh my god. Oh, interesting. I'm just looking at my dashboard again because I was trying to figure out it says, one of my dashboards says I have 56 minutes till the next ad, but this, my other dashboard says I only have 31 minutes of not having pre-roll ads, which I think is silly. I'm going to see if that evens out after the ad happens. If we have pre-rolls for, what is that, 25 minutes, I'm not really gonna bother about it. We might run the ad early just to see how it works. Honestly, a work in progress Wednesday is probably the best time to fuck with this sort of thing, because everything's a work in progress, including the streams. And nothing's without scuff. What I'm here for. So, museum director. Let me go back to my Blathers page. I also saw that Blathers is afraid of bugs because when he was young, a mantis egg case hatched that was like sitting on his desk, and he got like mantises all over him, which is incredibly uncomfortable and understandable, but you know it's some sort of shit that I can use. I could make like a Mantis themed enemy, right? I could use that. Make it real traumatic. What is Bugs? Bugs is entomologist. Is Fish ichthyologist? I think so. I'm gonna write it down. No, it's a Y, not an E, I think. Theologist. Art. Purveyor? What do you call an art judge? Fish, insects, fossils, and paintings. He's very nocturnal. Oh, that's right. I might bring in Brewster too. I might bring in Brewster. I see. In the original Animal Crossing, you had to send unidentified fossils to the faraway museum for proper identification because Blathers wasn't certified. That's so funny. That's so cute. Oh, that's even worse. In Wild World, he says he's afraid of bugs because he opened a library book once and maggots fell out of it. That fucking sucks. That's even more understandably awful than the mantises. Brewster, cafe and museum. Celeste operates the observatory. I can't believe they didn't give us Celeste's observatory in New Horizons. Celeste had an observatory that you could like build for her onto the museum in like the old Animal Crossing games, like Wild World, I think. Ugh. And New Leaf, yeah. Oh, and then New Leaf Brewster opens a standalone cafe. I do remember that. New Leaf was my second Animal Crossing game. My first one was Wild World, but I don't remember if I played that one that much, but I do remember that one breaking on me at one point. So I feel like I played it a lot. I only broke 2 DS cartridges, and one of them was Wild World, and the other one was Nintendo's Labrador and Friends. And I know I played the shit out of that one. I know I did. I always forget there was an Animal Crossing anime. / film. That's so cute. I still don't know what an art curator / judge. As many degrees plus a doctorate in paleontology. Scared, right, properly. Scared of bugs. Mantis. Maggot. Associations. I do love writing like handwritten notes. I've really gotten out of like typing up a lot of my notes. I'll transcribe a lot of them, but I've kind of gotten out of typing a lot of my notes, just to have a better like flow state sort of thing, and it does help. I do feel better writing like handwritten notes, but my handwriting, guys, is so bad. My handwriting is so bad. It's so rough. Oh my god. So sometimes I gotta pause and I gotta be like, nope, that doesn't look like a letter. Try it again. Sister, Celeste, birthday, 9/24, parentheses, Libra, friend, Brewster. We'll just go down the line. So give me Celeste's entry. I'm sure we're gonna have less info on her. Oop. Nope. Yes. She's cute. Also an owl. Red feathers. But name type as leather. Does Celeste have a degree? Or is she just a fan of stars? Resembles her brother Blathers, is a bit smaller in height. She is definitely a younger sister. Celeste is also known for having a crush on Tom Nook in Wild World and City Folk. I'm writing that down. We're not shipping them. I don't even, like, I don't think the age disparity is going to work out on that one, but I do like that as an in for how other people would know who Tom Nook is in this world. How other people would know who Tom Nook is, and how Blathers potentially wouldn't, because he's got his nose in his studies all the time. Meatball Festival. She's got unlockable costumes. Yeah, she just visits on nights with a meteor shower. She seems like more of a humanities student, I think. I think she really likes the stars. But especially in New Horizons, the more times you see her, she gives you zodiac furniture recipes and will tell the player a mythological tale about the constellations. I like that interpretation. Confirmed degrees. Nose on it. Nope, that's not a letter. Constellations. Okay. Celeste is definitely side character behavior, side character material. Do I have to go back to find Brewster? I think so. Celeste doesn't give a shit about Brewster. Brewster. I love Brewster too. As you might be able to guess, I'm a big fan of birds. Pigeons I think are cool. Brewster is a pigeon. I always want to put a D in the word pigeon, like P-I-D-G-E-O-N. It's not it. Oh, actually, no, go back. I didn't get, Celeste's birthday. I forgot to check. I honestly don't know if they gave her a birthday. I'm sure they did. She's a Virgo, September 7th. That's a G. 9-7. Virgo. Alright, now we can go back to Brewster. Because I saw it's way up in like the top of all of their entries. And I passed by Brewster's and I was like, oh wait. Brewster's also a Libra. He's an October Libra, though. In case you were curious. The Brewster. And 15. Nope. We add that at the end. Pigeon. Barista. And gyroid. Enthusiast. Is there a reason why he likes gyroids? Because he's been into gyroids for a long time. In game. In lore. Blunt and straightforward, but becomes more friendly and considerate once you talk to him more. Ooh, potentially a teal rock dove. I'm gonna add that in here. Teal rock dove. He used to own a coffee shop in the city before moving to the town to open up a small business in the museum after meeting Blathers. I'd like it if, like, Blathers and Brewster... No, that's not the button. I'd like it if Blathers and Brewster knew each other and then, like, parted ways. Like, if they knew each other in, like, fantasy high school and then, like, graduated and parted ways, and then Brewster got big into coffee and gyroids, and Blathers did all of his studies. And then they came back when Blathers started working at the museum that Brewster already had a coffee shop in. I think that would be fun. I think that would be cute. In City Folk, he admits that he enjoys gyroids and experimenting with their sounds, but considers collecting them a hassle. You know? You're not wrong. He has a lot of knowledge for coffee and gets offended when you don't want to drink it hot and instead want to just like take it to go or let it cool. There's also, and I'm mentioning this because it's mentioned several times on this Wikipedia page, he usually offers you a black coffee. If you order coffee enough from him, he will offer you sugar, which he has stated before that he has sugar but only keeps enough only for himself. So if he offers you sugar and you refuse it, he's like astonished by it. And he does also offer, around the same time that he offers you sugar, pigeon milk. No, I'm not kidding. It is referred to in-game and in the wiki as pigeon milk. And we're gonna let that go. We're gonna let that happen. Someone's made that art piece, right? The one that I'm thinking of right now. Am I gonna have to make that art piece? Maybe. Offers the player a takeout option if the player has drank 3 coffees. Also offers the player a part-time job if you order enough coffee. Back in New Leaf, they had so much interesting shit in like the old Animal Crossing games. Cool. Barista and gyroid enthusiast like his coffee black. Friend of Lathers. And then I said October 15th for the birthday. Cool. Okay. The birthdays aren't gonna matter. They're not gonna be relevant. Probably because I'm gonna fuck up the calendar anyways. I just like seeing the vibe. Usually a lot of, I actually don't know if Japanese media relies a lot on like star signs and stuff. I know they have a lot of very specific ways to like typecast characters and things. I know it was really popular for a while there to give each character, like to mark each character as a specific blood type, like AB, and O, and like positive or negative, because it was believed for a while that like had a sway on your personality. So it was kind of like their version of calling someone a Libra. I don't know if we've moved on to like an attachment with star signs, but I do know everybody in Animal Crossing has a specific birthday. So that's either a holdover from just how the like real-time day-night cycle works, or they're a big fan of knowing when people's birthdays are. Let's go to Nook. Thomas. I can't say the name Thomas anymore without my brain going, Thomas, we are engaged in a battle for our nation's very soul. Can you get us out of the mess we're in? That's just how it goes. Tom Nook. It's so funny to me that they only refer to him as a Tanuki in Japan. His name is literally Tom Nook. He is the Tanuki. But everywhere else calls him a raccoon. They should also call him a Tanuki. That's silly. Let me get a page so we can continue. Nook. I'm sure he's gonna have a lot of things to say. Tanuki. Flash. Raccoon. Because I don't know what I'm gonna base him on in fiction. I'm gonna loosely call him a businessman. Who deals in selling houses / land and goods. He's a Gemini? On May 30th birthday? In all games leading to New Leaf, he's the manager of the town shop after the final expansion, Nookingtons. He employs his nephews, Timmy and Tommy, who work at the second floor of every Animal Crossing game series except for New Leaf and New Horizons. In New Leaf, he's taken his interest in real estate to a new level, opening Nook's Homes. That's right, because he ran the resident services sort of area. And he left Timmy and Tommy to run the shop, and in New Horizons, it's kind of the same thing. He is now the head of Nook Incorporated. It's so... it's not going to be the same thing, because again, this is going to be fiction land, essentially. But it's giving me such, like, organized crime vibes. Like the Mafia or the Yakuza, or like, none of this seems above board. None of it. And is it because you're like because the whole premise of Animal Crossing is wild from like an external perspective. If you get rid of the fact that you're a human person, first of all, who moves into this small town of animals and builds a home there and has a life there, none of it seems like who is this Tanuki contacting for, like, supplies and people to build buildings and fly you out to... He's only contacting other animals, which begs the question, like, first of all, are those other animals unionized? Do they get benefits? Are they being paid? And like tertiarily, are they beholden to like human law? Do you have the same setup as we do? Or is it like weirder than that? Because Tanukis, mythologically, are also known to be little tricksters. We can leave the pre-roll on. Because yeah, like none of it feels correct. It just kind of feels like whenever Tom Nook wants something done, he like gets on a burner phone and calls his brothers in to like do something for him, to build something, or to you know, move a building or whatever you need done. Which also begs the question of like, Tom Nook also has the Donald Duck problem. He's got a bunch of nephews who, first of all, look exactly like him. Second of all, are pretty much named after him, or named after the term tanuki, which if you hadn't connected those dots, it is just he's named John Johnson. It's the animal version of the name John Johnson. He's Tom Nook the Tanuki, with his nephews Timmy and Tommy Nook the Tanukis. None of it feels above board. None of it seems correct. So I'm not saying he's going to be a mob boss, but I am saying he could be a mob boss. I think that would be very fun. Excuse me. Noted to be very work-driven, left behind his friends, most importantly, Sable. Really? To travel to the big city. His dreams of success are quickly broken by the harsh life there. Aww. After making nothing of himself, he returns to the player's town to set up his store. Nook no longer appears to be as good friends with Sable as he used to be, that the two often mention each other to the player. Nook seems to have a varied reputation among the villagers, with some speculating that he is, in fact, a man in a suit. Uh-huh. When asking Dr. Shrunk about one emotion, he talks about how we all wear masks, and then says that Tom Nook, quote, wears a raccoon suit, but it serves the same general purpose. That is similarly to, and this is also why I find this so interesting. Tanuki are known to be, like I said, they're sort of trickster, or I guess this is Bakadanuki is like the mythological Tanuki. Tanuki in reality are just like raccoon dogs. They're like an actual creature. But mythologically, the Danuki are trickster spirits, sort of in a similar vein to Kitsune, but from my briefest research, less malevolent. But they're known to just like be a dude and go wander around real humans' faces. 'Cause that's chill. Many will say that he has a checkered past hinting at illicit activities. The fact that he seems to have a history with Red, who describes Tom as a raccoon in an apron and treats him as something of a business rival, supports this. I love them. This is further hinted in Happy Home Designer, as talking to Tom in his house says he worked with a fox in the past and it was a horrible experience. Bro. This is also the part of like video games that I love the most, of like all the things that even if the game says it, first of all, what are your odds of finding this dialogue? And second of all, if you didn't play these old games and they don't refer to it in the new games, then what are you gonna know? I love all the little dialogue. course, I was born in our lovely town, but I moved away for a time. Yes, the city years, I like to call them. I was a raccoon of action. The big city certainly had its charms, but had its pitfalls as well. Indeed, I had to endure certain hardships that I've never spoken of. Hard to believe, yes? You're probably asking yourself, what the heck is Nook talking about, For now, maybe it's best that we forget that we ever talked about this. That sort of thing is like... he lived in a small town, wanted to move to the big city, and like fell in with the wrong crowd and had to move out of the big city to escape his history. Did Blathers also move from small town to big city? Hold on. I'm trying to remember the order of operations. Blathers was brought up in the city and then attended university and then left to go direct a country museum. I gotta write that down. Like way down here. Oh my god, I don't need another new page. Nook. Us. City to country. Okay. You're so fascinating. Sahara calls Tom Nook King Nook when the player interacts with her in New Leaf. His Japanese name, Tanukichi, is a mix between tanuki and the Japanese word kechi, meaning stingy. That's so funny. Okay. I think that's enough about him for now. Unless I can get a little bit more, like, character interaction. Because we know he doesn't like red. So I'm gonna look through his role in the games real quick. Real estate agent. That's right, because what's his face? Lyle? Yeah. Is also in real estate. Lyle's an otter. I'm pretty sure. Which is also a little interesting. With Lather and Isabel. I want to see if we got any background on Timmy and Tommy. Uh-oh. My coaster. Oh, my coaster. Timmy and Tommy's Japanese are Mamikichi and Subukichi. They're known as Timothy and Thomas. They're not related to him by blood. And he thinks of them as pupils and himself the mentor. Fascinating. Let me get this down. Hold on. Timothy and Thomas. Wild. Also, the fact that they're not blood related to Tom makes me believe even harder that they're all just dudes in suits. A little bit of, yeah, this is me. That's what we up to. Certain jock or lazy villagers will tell a rumor that Tom Nook found them in the streets and raised them by himself. Huh. This also feels like part of the incident that happened in when Tom Nook went to the city and it didn't go well. This feels like one of those. It feels, and we could do this. We could do this, but it feels like a very gentle and neutral way of saying that he got pregnant, had kids, and then had to lay low and stay at home for a while. Like if Tom Nook was a woman, this is how this would be being explained. Is how I feel. But to be like, on one hand, to be like, I went to the city and it didn't go well, and then I had to like come back to the country, to my hometown again, essentially. And also some villagers saying that Tom Nook found these children on the streets when he lived in the city. There's lines you could draw. I'm not saying I'm drawing them, but lines can be drawn. I hope I'm like hearable. I always worry. I always worry. I always fret over like the audio and shit, and like the placement of my microphone. Turn this down a tad, so that my brain can stop focusing on it. Tommy's most distinct feature is how one will echo the last phrase of the other while together. Timmy's older. Twins, but Timmy is older. A lot of twins in these games. We love some twins. Their German names are Nepp and Schlepp. And Nepper and Schlepper in German are words for con men and double dealers. Oh, that's so funny. The English names may be derived from characters from the 1993 film The Sandlot. That's funny. That's cute. Amiibo Festival, Pocket Camp, New Horizons, yes, yes, yes. Tommy has a slightly higher pitched voice than Timmy since he's the younger twin. That's an actual thing they did in New Horizons. That's so fun. That's so cute. I love them. By the way, in case you were keeping track, their birthday is June 7th and they are Gemini. Alright. I'm gonna run an ad real quick. We're going to be right back. And continue, probably with red. Alright, I'm back. We have returned. I've had some standing time. We got some off-brand Slim Jims, or Thin James as I like to call them, because they're off-brand. I'm kind of tempted to also add... I'm tempted to also add the Able sisters into this mess. Especially because, Tom was reportedly friends with Sable. But at what point does it stop being a fanfiction? I think I need our core cast. I need, like, Blathers, and then maybe Celeste, and then an even lighter maybe Brewster. Tom Nook, and then maybe the nephews, and Red. And then anything else, and anyone else that's like Isabel or the Able sisters or whatever is, again, potential, but not, doesn't have to be on the table. Okay, so where were we? Timmy and Tommy. So by that logic, the last person I need to put on this list is Red. Tanuki. Nope, not notifications. Search for Red. Sunikichi. He's also a Libra, in case you were interested. When's the black? Market. Selling. This says illicit furniture. Is that the word that you want to use? Do I not have a, like a... Not sanctioned by custom or law, improper or unlawful, improperly formed, ungrammatical, not permitted, allowed, or prohibited or unlawful. Breaking social norms is also in this translation. Contrary to accepted morality. That's the definition I think I was thinking of. I didn't think it also just was a blanket statement about like things that are not allowed. Which is another, like, similarly to the thing that I was talking about earlier, about, like, what are the laws in Animal Town, essentially. I understand what makes a painting counterfeit. I understand that, like, he's tampered with some of the shit. He's made, incorrect creations and is tricking people into buying them. That part I get, but also comes into question, this is not the first time anyone's made this joke, but also, like, where did you get the real art pieces from the real world to sell to me too? And if you were really that good at your fake job, wouldn't they all just be fake? Or are you also a little bit of a fool? But this illicit furniture also kinda has me cackling, because who else is selling furniture in this town? It's Tom fucking Nook. in all of the old games, especially like the earliest entry that he's in is the original Animal Crossing game, which has Tom Nook as the owner and purveyor of the one general goods store that you can have in town that sells you furniture. So to call Red's furniture illicit is to specifically call it, like, unwanted by Tom. Which I think is hilarious. He's also reportedly 35 in Wild World. If you're assuming he gives you correct information, which I'm not. I don't assume any of them are giving me correct information, which is the fun part. Red also wears the same apron that Tom Nook wears, but instead of the regular like Animal Crossing Link, he has a ginkgo leaf. Which I always thought was interesting. Ginkgos are like some of the oldest living and most separated taxonomically tree species, from what I remember. They're so old. Are they one of those that's so old that they were originally pollinated by beetles that don't even exist anymore? Hold on. Ginkgo bilboa, I think, is the one. It's the last living species in the order Ginkgoales, which first appeared over 290 million years ago. Fossils similar to the living species belonging to the genus Ginkgo extend back to the Middle Jurassic epoch, approximately 170 million years ago. Yeah. It's an old one. Once widespread but thought extinct in the wild for centuries, is now commonly cultivated in East Asia. Genetically diverse populations were possibly representing rare wild survivors in southwestern China. Blah blah blah. It's so funny. Like this is the end sentence of one paragraph leading into the beginning sentence of another paragraph. So the end sentence is, today it is widely planted in cities worldwide for its pollution tolerance and ornamental value. Sure, it's a beautiful tree. Next paragraph. G. bilboa can pose health risks, including potential carcinogenicity, allergic reactions, poisoning from seeds due to ginkgo toxin, drug interactions, and adverse effects such as bleeding and neurological symptoms, especially with excessive or improper use, period. Hello? I love shit like that. It's comical. Hold on. I scrolled down to reproduction of the tree. You know how flowers work. Despite its perception by humans to be foul, the fruit odor is attractive to certain small mammals that eat the fruit and disperse the seeds. These include the gray squirrel, and in East Asia, the palm civet and the raccoon dog. Y'all, I can't. Okay. Yep. I'm normal. Also, it's biloba, because it has two lobed leaves. I just can't read correctly. Bilboa. Anyways, back to the Animal Crossing wiki before I lose my fucking mind. Makes most of its profits from his customers by price gouging. Unlike Tom Nook, Red charges admission into some of his shops and on an invite-only basis. Yeah, in some of the games you had to like figure out the password to get in. It was really weird. We really have it, honest and truly have it easy in New Horizons. Tries to pressure players into buying his wares by concocting stories, claiming his prices as a discount, and lying about his products. You know what else I can compare? Nook has, Tom Nook has Timmy and Tommy, who are his nephews by title, but not by blood, who he sort of picked up and brought under his wing as, you know, prodigy. Red, in most games, I actually don't know if he does this in most. He does it in New Horizons. I cannot confirm. No, yep. Red also calls you a member of his family. He refers to you as cousins, specifically in New Horizons. But, I'm reading the entry in Wild World, where Wild World is the one where you have to like have the password and give Red the password. And this entry in the Wikipedia page says, once the player member becomes a member of his, quote, family, unquote, Red will send them a weekly letter received on the day before he arrives with a new password. It's the same, it's very much giving like we used to run in the same like mob circles. It's believed Red is in cahoots with Lyle? Oh, because Lyle in Wild World offers forgery insurance. Forgery insurance can only be bought weekly at a price which does not cover for the cost of buying a forged painting, meaning both Lyle and Red have made a profit at the expense of the player. We're gonna have to look into Lyle too. I didn't think I would have to look into Lyle. We're gonna have to look into Lyle too. Forgery insurance. That's fucked up. This tea's so good. I love a hot tea. A little bit of sweetener. Love it. New Horizons. Red has rebranded himself as Jolly Red and now runs a ship. Cause now that, oh my god, now that Tom Nook owns the island, he's not physically allowed on the island anymore. He's not allowed in town anymore. Cause in previous games, in like Wild World, he'd set up shop. He has like a tent that he'd put up in town that you would have to go to. In the original Animal Crossing, he has a tent and also like a little stall for like a fireworks display. In New Leaf, he also has a tent, which is like in town in the events plaza. But in New Leaf, we technically are like mayor of the town. In New Horizons, this is Tom Nook's operation with Nook Inc. They own the island, and I'm certain that Red is not allowed on this island anymore. Jolly Red's treasure trawler. Also the fact that the first painting he always gives you is genuine, and then once you're able to enter the boat is when you can like have forgeries. He gets you in with the one, you know? That's like prime like scam 101. He was in the anime movie. He suckers a couple of characters into buying fake golden slingshots during the fireworks show. He insists that each slingshot is one of a kind when in reality he had an entire box filled with them in his tent. His store tune in Animal Crossing was Nook's Cranny's theme, but in opposite pitch with the same instruments. Oh my god, Red shares being based off of a famous literary work along with Gulliver. In the first part of Dante's epic poem, The Divine Comedy, Dante's Inferno. This is not what I was expecting to read in this entry. An underworld demon called Rubicante was considered a grafter. A grafter is a person who sells things through unfair or illegal means, and Rubicante is Italian for crazy red. Jesus Christ. Red bears some resemblance to a recurring character in the Legend of Zelda series known as Keaton. Do I know Keaton? We'll get back to this. Well. Oh, Keaton is literally just a kitsune. Keatons are three-tailed fox-like creatures. Yeah. That's literally it. It doesn't surprise me that another Japanese-made title has another Japanese-created mythology creature in it. It's possible that Red's character was also influenced by Honest John from Disney's Pinocchio. Well, that's just... Honest John was also just mythological fox material. Not like... We Americans don't have, like, kitsune. But we do have, like, myths and parables and stuff about dishonest foxes swindling people. Yeah. Jolly Red could possibly reference to Jolly Roger. Yes, of course. Let me get his birthday down before I forget about it. In Happy Home Designer, the character can speak to Sao Joan. Sao Joan contemplates retiring but then reasons that she cannot think of finding a replacement. She points out, quote, that wicked fox, unquote, offered to take her place, but she makes it very obvious that she doesn't trust him. Also, she may hint that she has put down booby traps to protect her turnips from turnip nappers, pointedly saying, quote, like that no good fox. Oh, if I ever get a hold of him, I'll knock that sly smirk right off his snout. Oh my god. So this whole, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed because this is all just going to be like Blathers falling into like rival gang warfare almost. Like, because I don't think in this fiction, in my fiction, I don't think either Nook or Red is really doing everything above board. Red is more blatantly villainous, I think. I don't know if I want to make him like the bad guy though. I can fix him. I can make him worse. If I can't fix him, I can make everybody worse to compare. Oh my god. Oh, I wanted to go back and see, I was reading the trivia for, Red and the boys. I didn't get to read the trivia for Blathers or Nook. Maybe consider spelling Blathers without a Q. Scroll all the way down. Blathers' Korean name and French name seem to just be play on the words for owl and hoot. Hoot. Blathers is the only special character with a confirmed age range. I think early in this entry it said he was in his 20s. Yeah. In Wild World, he's still in his 20s. In New Horizons, when donating a rainbow fish, Blathers will say that he considers the color of his feathers to be, quote, underbaked brownie, unquote, and he thinks that the multicolored scales of the rainbow fish are far more interesting. Blathers, your feathers are beautiful. Don't do that to yourself. Nothing crazy interesting in that entry, though. So we go on to Nook. What the fuck? In a character popularity poll for Animal Crossing held by Nintendo in Japan, Tom Nook ranked 4th with 1,791 votes. Above Sable and below Mr. Rossetti? You can't possibly tell me that Japan loves that fucking weasel. I fucking hate that goddamn mall. In the 2002 annual Nintendo Power Awards, Tom Nook was nominated as one of the top villains in a Nintendo game, despite not actually being a villain. I did know that too. When the player wakes him up in the cranny, he will mention that Timmy and Tommy aren't his kids, and he will say he never got married to someone. I would love to see that quote, because that sounds very specific. In New Horizons, Tom Nook reveals his favorite KK Slider song is KK Lament. I did see that recently when I had to invite KK to my island in New Horizons. And he said that, and I was like, this seems exactly like the song somebody who, like, isn't over somebody would, like, belt out drunkenly at karaoke. You know what I mean? I'll have to listen to that. In Happy Home Designer talking to Tom Nook in his home, he debunks claims of him being a corrupt businessman, though he adds that he will willingly embrace the idea of people thinking him as scary if it encourages them to pay off their debt. He also mentions that he donates 90% of his proceeds to an orphanage 3 towns over, where he even has a wing named after him. That's cute if true, but I don't know if I believe I don't know if I believe anything this Tanuki says. Okay. Good God. I think that's our 6, technically 7 characters. I'm considering Timmy and Tommy like one character for multiple reasons, but also for reasons of like streamlining this nonsense. Oh, I wanted to look at Lyle, because I didn't think Lyle was a bad guy, but I think Lyle's been in like 2 games. He's an insurance agent in Wild World. In City Folk, he works for the Happy Room Academy. In New Leaf, he works for the Happy Home Academy and Happy Home Designer. Yes, that's right, he has a niece named Lottie. All these people. I heard a conspiracy theory once that all of these like not made for TV. All of these, like, when you have a property that's made primarily for kids, and you have characters that are not in a relationship, but you want to give them like sidekicks, you have to make they usually make them nieces and nephews, specifically because like even if a character is in a relationship and you want kid sidekicks, it's often nieces and nephews, specifically because like developers of these properties just don't want to think about how the mechanics of how these characters would have kids. And I can't unsee it now. Everybody's a niece and a nephew, or like a brother sister. You know what I mean? Lyle makes his first appearance in Wild World working as an insurance agent. He appears every Saturday outside the player's house to issue a survey. The survey will initiate a, quote, health insurance policy, unquote. Once completed, by paying 3,000 bells, the player will receive insurance. Insurance grants 100 bells by mail for each misfortune. Misfortunes include tripping, being stung by bees, or receiving counterfeit paintings. The latter only applicable after a second visit. The 100 bell bonus can only be received once per day. And a further payment of 6,000 bells on the following Saturday will result in the player receiving compensation of 100 bells if they buy a counterfeit painting. But only if the painting itself is presented to Lyle in person. Yeah, they were definitely in cahoots, right? You could imply that Lyle does end up working for and with Tom Nook. So you could imply that if Tom Nook knows what Red is up to, he could have, like, put him here specifically as, like, a Red prevention tactic. But who says the Elder isn't allowed to take a little off the top? Oh, he was in the anime too. Just as like an appearance in an audience, I think. That's right, Lyle's the one that sends you Happy Home Academy mail. Interesting. Okay. I don't think we're putting him in. I don't think... I think we can go on without him. But... it's interesting to know. You know? So I think our next move is to remake these characters. Move that up. And then we can keep notes there. My brain needs to recalibrate back to original characters. Goodness. The games are good. If you ever have an opportunity to play any Animal Crossing New Horizons, including any Animal Crossing game, I'll say, including but not limited to, like, some of the older titles, I do recommend it. They've all got their own interesting stuff to bring to the table. Ooh, do a sippy? That's me with my tea. I be doing a sippy. Do a little sippy. Oop. Alright, beautiful. So was the thought, my initial thought was to have Blathers be curating like a museum. And then like on a hint from Tom, Timmy and Tommy like apply to the museum as like interns so that they can get like an ear on the ground and try to see if red like comes up again. And otherwise just do like general labor around the place, I think. I think that would be cute. Because then we can have Blather, Celeste, and Brewster in like the museum setting, and then we introduce Timmy and Tommy. And they're like just so cute. You can't say no to those kids. And then they find, I don't know, because I don't think the museum would be taking like donations necessarily. I need to find a surrogate for like player interaction. Because in Animal Crossing, it's always the player who brings in like paintings and fossils and bugs and fish and stuff. So we gotta figure out, is it like a museum or like a library that's like attached to a school for like study purposes, and people go on like trips to find things and bring them back to Blathers to critique. That might not be a bad idea. Let's see. Blathers, Celeste, and Brewster work in a museum / library / setting together. Students. It would make Blathers essentially like a professor almost, which I don't dislike. With all of his knowledge, I'm assuming they would like, I think they would want him to teach classes, but he's not super interested in teaching, because I don't think he has like the personality to teach, but he will like sub a class every now and then, and he keeps this museum like place running and will answer everybody's questions all the time, you know. He's more of an info dump kind of person and less of a organized lesson plan kind of person. Are Timmy and Tommy students? Or do they hire from outside of the school? I feel like it could kind of go either way. Because I feel like they would have... You could probably get some like volunteer hours in from the students. But students are going to want to have hands-on time with, like specimens and things. It's more like lab work. And there's other stuff that probably needs done around the museum that's more like manual labor and janitorial that I think the boys would apply for. minor manual labor and janitorial things. I'm imagining there are at least like teenagers in this AU. Like 16? 18? Because that's like old enough. It's kind of like first job material. Like go around and empty all the bins and make sure everything's dusted, kind of thing. Show people where the bathrooms are. That'd be so fun. Already daydreaming on what the designs would look like. I always envision, I kind of need to look into this. But what site I look into this is going to really change the results. Can I just Google like Tom Nook Jenga? I want to see if anyone's got like humanoid. Yeah. They do. I'm not crazy in this because I feel like I've seen the art before. People do Gajinka him into like a person of color. Yes. He's so pretty. I had that thought earlier, and then I had the thought of like what Timmy and Tommy would look like. And my brain immediately pinned him as like a black man, and then I was immediately like, I like the idea, but like where is this coming from? And I'm pretty sure it's coming from me having seen art of him portrayed like that before. Oh, and Timmy and Tommy. What if I look it up on Tumblr? What if we Tumblr about it a little bit? Just give me Tom Nook. Top posts of all time. Oh my god, this is really good. Really good red. Someone remade him into the Cult of the Lamb guy, the one who waits. And Timmy and Tommy are his henchmen. Oh my god. I love that. Tom Nook. Human men. Tom Human. of these designs are pretty cute. I'm glad I wasn't like too off base with what people are thinking. I don't know what I'm imagining. Tom Nook is a person of color. Blathers is very white. I don't know what we're gonna pin Red as. Not that I'm pinning anybody. It's a fantasy world, so it matters less, but like aesthetically, I'm trying to get a look down for them. I don't know. So Timmy and Tommy apply to work at the museum. They work at the museum until one of them spots some art that has been forged. That's a square, please. Is forged correct? F-O-R-G-E-D? To, like, fake something? Because my brain is trying to say it's... That's, like, incorrect. Is there an extra A? Forged? Oh, nope. Forged can either be formed by pressing or hammering with or without heat, or made falsely, especially with intent to deceive. That's the word. I was right. Sometimes you gotta check though. I'm not above a spell check, but it's hard to spell check when you're like physically writing things. I don't know where the romance is gonna come in, but I know it's gonna be a slow burn. You know it's gonna be a slow burn. I also can't ever think about this franchise without thinking of the parody songs made by The Stupendium. I'm a big fan of The Stupendium. And they've done 3 that I know of. They've done a Blathers New Horizons song, they've done a Tom Nook New Horizons song, and a Red New Horizons song. So if you want to know the vibe that I'm going for with any of these characters, it's not expressly that of the song, but it will be going through my head. All 3 of them just rotate in my brain. as I'm trying to write all of this. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm running out of steam. We've done some good brainstorming today so far, though. Do I need a pivot? Or am I just intimidated on the thought of like actually writing something? Two things can be true at once. We are fucking... Oh, we dropped some frames. When did we drop frames? Not a terrible amount of frames. I'm not gonna worry about it. We are about 2.5 hours into the world building. Would I rather work on like solidifying character outlines? I think I might. I think we might want to do that instead of full like plot outline. I think that's what we want to do. Of course, that means you're gonna have to name some bitches, which is always the hard part. Can I just call Red Ginkgo? Or should I not? That feels a little racist. Let's be honest. And in fact, to try to avoid that, let's bananagram some names. Oh god, where am I gonna put the board? You're going over here. Please don't fall. I'll cry. I'll cry. Okay. Alright. Stay there. I require bananagrams. For those of you who don't know. I used to be a person who does a lot of like name generators. But I found that in imperfect science, unless you're naming like a normal human person, if you're looking for names like Kevin and Tiffany and Rowan and Bartholomew, you can go through and you can do like a name generator, or you can do like a baby name website or whatever. But if you want like unique names or like weird fantasy names, I needed something else. So my method now, as you might be able to hear, is to dig my hand into a pouch full of bananagrams and grab a handful of them and set them out on the table and see what I can glean. I think we're gonna need a couple more. A lot of E's. We're gonna start with Blathers. That's a Z. That would be interesting. So many E's. Just so many E's. A Z, a Q, and a W. Aren't you special? No eyes, though. I got A, E, O, and U, but no I's. And no H's either. That feels kind of rare. Edgar. That's kind of funny. Nope, don't worry about it. Roeg. This is what you kind of have to do. You kind of have to like form. It's important to form letters together as you get them, but you also have to sound it out. Because I feel like a lot of fantasy has problems with let's say like throwing word spaghetti at a table, but not knowing how it's pronounced, or not like vetting it to see if it's pronounceable first. God. Ask me how I know. We're almost at the ad break though, so I'm gonna keep looking at these, but I'm gonna stand and stretch probably. Take a little break. Ooh, I can spell 0. An era. I might need some more, like a couple, like a pinch more. Ooh, we got an X and more E's. Another R and a couple of L's. Okay, okay, okay. Things to think about. In the meantime, we got ads in like 4 seconds, so we're gonna take a stretch break. Make sure your legs work. Get some water. Ugh, gosh. Gosh. My back is crunchy today. Y'all, I don't know what the fuck I did to my left knee, but that bitch hates me now. It's so, like, even when standing, it hates me. But we're working through it. So many E's, dude. What are you gonna do with all that? Also kind of. My lovely girlfriend was talking about frozen pizza. Maybe there's a frozen pizza in my future. Frozen pizza in my future? That's the word. snoozing some more? Okay. Yeah. I'm taking a stretch break during the ad break. But I've got maybe, I don't know, I got maybe at least a half hour left in me. I'm making pretty good progress, but most of my progress has just been reading the Animal Crossing wikis for Tom Nook and Crazy Red. It was a good time. I found out Celeste in one game has a crush on Tom Nook. And goodness, I bumped the mic. Sorry about that. And Tom Nook knew Sable before the games. Tom Nook reportedly had a stint of like he lived in like small country town and then went to the city, and then something happened in the city. It like didn't go well for him, and he came back to small town. So before he moved to city, he knew Sable, which I think is fun. I also looked into ginkgo trees. You know why I looked into ginkgo trees? Red, in most of the game, has like a similar apron to Tom Nook, but it's got a ginkgo leaf on it instead of the usual Animal Crossing like leaf. So I looked into ginkgo trees. Fun fact: there's like one existing member of the genus of like ginkgo trees, but ginkgo trees have as a whole have existed for like 290 million years or something like that. And they're very pretty and ornamental. They do produce fruit, but the fruit is kind of foul smelling and only eaten by some very like smaller animals, including like gray squirrels and palm civets and raccoon dog. You know, things that I'm normal about. Alright, I think we're back from the ad. I'm sitting down again. I'll move the mic back. We're good? We're good. I think I'm forming a last name first. I'm seeing syllables. I can almost spell Tarquin incorrectly. Maggie. I can also almost spell Star-Lord. I'm bananagramsing. Was it Gramfell? Was the Garfield parody comic? I think it's Gramfell. With an R instead of an L. Apple for scrum. Excellent question. I'm gonna look it up. I'm assuming so, in like very small quantities. But hold on. Yeah, like plain goat cheese, maybe a tiny amount. But it's got a lot of fat, which can be bad for dogs. Apple for scrum. Yeah, to get a better grip on it. I don't know. I'm not feeling these bananagrams. Ooh, no, maybe? I don't have an N. Damn. Damn. Simply add one if you feel it needs it. Yeah. That's not out of the question, but I try to be true to the grams. Or I'll just grab another pinch of gram. I've already done it once. Give me like 3 more gram. It's an N! Yippee! And another E. This is like my 8th E, I think. name, I say. I think it'd be really funny to name a character that's based on an owl, like Wolfgang. First names are always so hard. The last name can kind of be whatever. The first name's gotta have a good mouthfeel. You think I can get Celeste's name out of this pool too? Because they're gonna have the same last name. How on the nose would it be if I had their last name be Farrell? No, but it's spelled F-E-R-O-W-L and pronounced Farrell. Cause then I could have Celeste's name be Star with a Z. I think that would be kind of cute. One R or two? One R, that's fine. Have Blathers pinned as one of those smart people who keeps going back to school and earning degrees just because they can. I feel like, you know, I know a couple of people who, if degrees were free, they would be doing this. I know one person who degrees aren't free, but he's still doing this. One of my high school teachers was big into gaming the system that way, because you, by his words, you don't have to pay off student loan debt until you're out of school, and student loan debt is a specific type of debt that does not get passed down to your like children after you die. So he reportedly just keeps going back for more and getting more degrees and staying in school so he never has to pay off the debt, but just accruing. I don't know. I guess it worked for him. Huge if true. Truly. Huge if true. And big if they don't ever change the rules on anything like that, because if any part of that equation gets changed, you're just fucked, right?
Uh-huh.
Because he likes learning and likes structure. Still afraid of insects. Thought getting an entomology degree would make them less scary. It did. Did you know that one of the reasons that Blathers is canonically scared of insects is he had a mantis egg sac on his desk one time that hatched and had a bunch of like baby mantises like all over the place and quote unquote coming at him? It's very funny. It's much funnier than the other reason that I found on his Wikipedia page that he was afraid of insects.
Don't like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold on to it. But I like mantises. But it is true. Did you know that like happens to people? Who sometimes people who bring in like live Christmas trees will get mantis egg sacs like on the tree. And mantis eggs, the way mantises are like calibrated, they hatch when the ambient temperature around them reaches like above a certain threshold. So when you bring it into your house, it's above that threshold, and then you've just got a bunch of baby mantises all over your house. Oh yeah, dude. The egg casing is like so small, but it is like 50 to 200 mantises per egg case, I think. Because you know those bugs be tiny. Bugs do be being tiny sometimes. But mantises get big. It's kind of funny to see like little itty bitty mantis, like fingernail sized mantis, fingernail length mantis, grow to be regular sized adult mantis. I'm imagining he keeps Celeste around to talk to people when he doesn't want to. That's her official position, because I still don't think she has any degrees. I think she's like a humanity arts kind of person. She might have a degree. Because canonically, in Animal Crossing, Celeste doesn't have any degrees. Not like Blathers, who like reportedly has several. But she's big into stars, and she will tell you like mythology stuff in New Horizons. She is an astrology girly. I was telling them I was trying to figure out, because all of the Animal Crossing characters, even like special characters like Blathers and Tom Nook and Celeste, have actual birthdays on the actual calendar and star signs attached to those birthdays, obviously. And I was trying to figure out if that's just like because of how the game works, because of how time moves forward the way it does, if it's just there for convenience sake, or if it's like if Japan is into astrology. Because previously, Japan has classified and sort of typecast characters by a variety of different ways. They used to be really into giving characters blood types, like your traditional AB, and O, positive or negative, because there was a, like similarly to like star sign pseudoscience of like beliefs on what that blood type does to your personality. Huh. But I don't actually know if... Well... I actually don't know if Japan knows what Homestuck is. I'm kind of afraid to ask. Events and charity balls and Bill Smart, but not like her brother. Big Bard energy. Big Bard energy from this one. BBE. Big Bard energy and big, like, sitting at a desk all day reading, like, a dime romance novel that's, like, wrapped in a fancy cover so nobody knows kind of energy. Big Bard energy, yeah. BBEG, Big Bard energy, gun! There's my mouse. Don't worry about the mouse. You love goat cheese? Goat cheese is pretty good. I mean, you can. It's your goat cheese. You know there are worse things that people can be addicted to, right? That's why I drink as much Dr. Pepper as I do. It's so funny. Hey guys, you dare me to take a big bite out of this goat cheese? Nobody is making you do this, babe. Peer pressuring people to eat goat cheese? I'll shove this whole thing into my mouth right now. You think I won't? I'll do it. Alright. Brewster's probably going to be a minor character, but I want him in here anyways. Singular name. I gave Blathers and Celeste the last name. Brewster's just gonna have a title. just call him Rowan.
What?
Just call him Rowan. Not a bad name. Kind of basic though. Rose. Beautiful. I'm imagining, like, I keep imagining this museum being set on, like, a school property, sort of, like, collaborative front thing. And imagining Brewster, being faced with, like, dozens to hundreds of potential, like, customers, still takes his fucking time and does not do anything rushed. He's like 8 feet tall, built like a brick shithouse, and still like waiting on his little espresso machine to do its thing. Yeah. And you know what? Ain't no one gonna say shit to him. They know better. Rumors going around like someone said something to him once and now they like don't live in this town anymore, you know the way kids are. It's not kids, it would be like college students, but you know the way like teens are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're almost there. This is certainly more productive than our last WIP Wednesday. I've been getting a lot done. I hope you guys have been having a good time. Oh, here I am throwing my pen around. My ball too. My ball. That's my ball. My ball. That's your ball. Haha. Big snurg. Big snurg. I actually am running out of steam. We could stream infinitely, but I think we might be good for today. I got in 3 hours. Everyone rejoice. Oh. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll be back on Monday. We'll do more Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Monday. We'll do more Animal Crossing New Horizons on Tuesday. And then we'll be back, baby. We'll be back doing more Work in Progress Wednesday next week. I don't know if there's going to be any bonus streams, but you should make sure you're following me here and on YouTube to see if there's bonus streams. Until then, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll see you next time.